Earlier this week, the U.S. Census Bureau announced it will stop its counting efforts for the 2020 census on September 30th. That's a month earlier than originally planned. And for Montana, that's not good news. Thousands of Montanans are likely to go uncounted, and state officials are asking the feds to reconsider the deadline. MTN's Mike Dennison has more.
As of this week, only 56% of Montana households had responded to the 2020 census, one of the lowest response rates in the nation. Montana has a plan to reach those who haven't replied, but that plan was based on an October 31st deadline. If that deadline is sooner, state officials are worried Montana's count will be inaccurately low, and that means federal aid and other benefits will be cut short for the next decade.
It is very important that we get an accurate count, because if we don't get an accurate count, that just means those dollars aren't going to come here, and it's going to go someplace else, to some other state.
The Census Bureau announced Monday it's stopping the count on September 30th, so it can meet a December 31st deadline for getting the numbers compiled. Both of Montana's U.S. senators and Governor Bullock have demanded that the Bureau reverse its decision. Montana also had hoped to gain a new congressional seat next year because of its population growth the past 10 years. But if the count is incomplete, officials say that gain is unlikely. Cooney, who chairs the State Complete Count Committee, says the census doesn't mail notices to post office boxes or rural route addresses. That's as many as 25% of Montanans. But the coronavirus pandemic has restricted other efforts to reach those who didn't get a mailed notice. The state hired several groups to conduct outreach, but they expected to have more time. And if people don't contact the census by the deadline?
They're not counted. It's just that simple. They don't exist in the eyes of the census. It means that, if one person is not counted, Montana loses about $20,000 over a 10-year period. And when you start adding that up, so if it's 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, 1,000 people who don't get counted, starts to add up to be real money for the state of Montana.
Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
And if you haven't been counted yet, you can call the Census Bureau at 844-330-2020, or you can contact them online at my2020census.gov.